I don't remember if we were outside last week or not. I think we were inside for a couple weeks. So there isn't really much else new out here. There's that orange string behind which I put more flower seeds. It is literally freezing outside this morning, 32 degrees. Grass is a little crispy. You know, I would expect there to be frost here, because there was for the last couple of days. But that's okay. Those are parsnip tops and a piece of rhubarb. Finally got those parsnips out of this pot. There were a couple nice big juicy ones. It was pretty exciting. Because it was dry earlier in the season, I was expecting them to possibly be a little bit woody, but they weren't. They were nice and juicy. They baked up nicely for Indigenous Peoples Day. I have a friend visiting. She helped me move my composters to down here. Maybe today I'll get to cleaning up these beds and putting compost in, and maybe cleaning that stuff up too. Man, sage is really hardy, huh? Bunch of these cabbages, the seedlings, didn't really make it. That one still looks okay though. What else? The beans seem a little wilty, but I think they'll bounce back once it's above freezing again. Maybe I planted them out too late. This is my first time doing it, so maybe it was too late. I'll plant some more in like maybe March. I'll plant them straight outside and see how it goes. I think I've only eaten like 2 faba beans, like 2 individual beans in my life before, so I'm new at the eating and the planting. Those, I guess regular size clumping potato onions are doing okay. So are the carrots. The passion fruits are all dying back, the maypops. I don't know if I need to actually move this stuff or not, because I think it sprung up from roots that came out of the bottom of this pot, so maybe I just leave the pot there and that's that. The South American, the Carulia, is still looking good. The maypop is bad, the Carulia is good, so maybe it's even more cold hardy, and hopefully it comes back next year because it had really nice flowers. I don't know if the seeds that I planted in this pot of what I hope is the maypop with Carulia pollen on it will come up and have nice hybrid plants or not, but we'll see next year. What are these holes? I hope that's not like, I wonder if it's the mulch breaking through. Hopefully it's not animals. I wonder. Well, I'll kick the mulch back in and hope for the best. You never know, right? But that's why I had that netting underneath all of the beds anyway. Radicchio is so red it's almost black. Hopefully it's not frozen and dead. I think it's supposed to be cold hardy. Dang it. I need to move that multifida in. I'll ask my friend to help me carry that. I keep forgetting. Because I think I still can't lift things. Ooh, these guys are dry. Maybe I should water. Those are those ferns. Ooh, why is there a big hole there? I hope it wasn't... I wonder if it was some bug or something. That's so strange. Maybe I'll have to bury it. Things that happen when you aren't indoor growing, right? Because I had holes like that in the rest of the garden, right, at the beginning of last year, and I thought that there were like bugs that were creating holes there, and I kept trying to bury them, and they kept getting opened up. I think the holes at the bottom of this pot are roughly that size, so, you know, maybe something dug up through the bottom and is living in there now, which I hope not. But, you know, those crocuses are poison except for the part of it that is the actual saffron, so if it takes a bite out of that, then it's done. Still unsure if that's dandelion, because that's a dandelion. So, is that a dandelion? Because the leaves are different. What else is going on? I'm glad most of this tomato stuff is rotted back, so it'll be easy to shove in the composters, but it's brown matter, so I'm gonna have to find a lot of green stuff to shove in. I don't know if I can actually pull up the creeping Charlie to put in there, and then I don't know if it would actually survive and reseed itself through compost, which would be bad. What else? There's endive everywhere, which is kind of nice. Those two in there, the dandelion looking things, those are the pink blooming Chinese dandelions. We've got the white ones inside still. That actually might be another pink blooming dandelion in there. I don't think it's an endive, we'll see. The sorrel looks a little worse for wear, finally. The other clumping onions, finally. The ones that are supposed to be a little bit bigger. I think they call themselves either Adirondack or New England or something. Finally coming up. They took a bit longer. I definitely believe that they're a different cultivar. So I'm going to try to mix in some compost here and there, because that's all occupied with lettuces and endives. Because I definitely, all those tasty melons that I ate this summer that I saved the seeds of, right? So I'm planting as many melons as humanly possible next year. Next year's goal is to eat a melon a day for as many days as possible midsummer. I'm hoping it's a nice hot humid summer again. There's more leaves from, so they didn't, the parsnips didn't come up through grabbing the leaves and yanking. I don't know if the soil was still a little bit frozen from overnight because it was kind of a cold day or what, but they definitely didn't want to come up. The soil was pretty compacted too. I hadn't touched it in a couple of years, so I mean, fine. They came up. They were tasty. So here's all those lettuces and endives everywhere. I don't, like, there's no way to work compost into this. They'll just have to deal with what was already down there. Hopefully I wasn't just blocking the mic with my hand for too long, but if you didn't hear that, the endives and everything will just have to work with whatever compost was already down here, because there's really no way to work anything in. There's even more seedlings coming up, and you know, quite honestly, I don't want to disturb any of this if it's already got going. It'll make some tasty salads in the spring. Oh, this asparagus looks pretty bad now too. Maybe it's time to cut it all off and toss it in the compost too. It's pretty fibrous actually once it grows in, so it might have a heck of a time actually breaking down. My one parsley, I'm gonna leave it in there, and it's gonna bloom for me next year and reseed itself, and then maybe because it did it itself, it'll time itself perfectly and I'll have some nice parsley. Yeah, that rhubarb is definitely done. What else? Let's look at this one nice cabbage. My one nice cabbage. I've never grown cabbage before, so this is my crowning glory of all time. A couple of the mustards are doing well still too. So, you know, maybe I don't have to prepare another bed for those red cabbages that I have trying to grow up as seedlings inside, because it appears that I have enough room for them all outside here. Look at that, more holes. I swear it's bugs. Volunteer mustard. This is that oregano still too. It's nice being able to walk around the whole entire garden because the pumpkins and butternut squash are all up. You know, the berry bush company refunded me one of the looking at the honeyberry here, they refunded me one of them, and I think I need to ask them, hey, why did you refund that? Is it out of stock or something? Because I needed both of the ones that I ordered in order to be able to pollinate what I have. And I'm wondering if some of what looked dead this year won't spring back next year. We'll see. I know you're supposed to stick them in the ground and not necessarily grow them in pots, but I've seen all matter of interesting things grown in pots, so you never know. This is the fancy chicories pot. This is those Kyoto carrots, some of which have sprouted. I think I was supposed to sprinkle them on the top and then just keep everything moist and not bury them, but I mean, my back hurt. Life was rough. I think for how far I got with all of this, it's It's good enough. Let's go look at the other Kyoto carrots though while we're at it. Because I think some of them sprouted in the other pot over here, so I might have a decent amount. Even though maybe I don't even need any more, considering the bed over there with all the carrot seeds. So I'm letting these tomatoes, these black cherries that didn't ripen, rot in place here too. Maybe I'll have tomatoes springing out of here. So there are Kyoto carrot seeds in here too. That might be one of them. So they're supposed to overwinter outside and supposedly be nice juicy carrots in the spring. Here's all those interesting medieval greens that I had planted, right? The Good King Henry and the Skirret and the Alexanders. I think I'll go through and put some more seed down maybe in like December. I guess it'll be on top of the dirt because everything will be frozen. Maybe I'll put a layer of compost over it though. I don't think I planted anything in there, but another berry bush is gonna go there, right? Because I got the replacement salmon berry and then those replacement honeyberries, but then I also got some, what are they, the orange ones, sea berries, a male and a female sea berry. So the sweet potato pots, the one right behind the big strawberry planter and the one all the way in the back behind that far tomato and asparagus bed are gonna be sea berries, and then this one might be a cloudberry, and then I think I got some other stuff. I got a fig tree and those mixed stone fruit trees that might have been out of stock, might not have been. We'll see if I get shipped one or not. So hopefully my back is better come spring so I can actually plant stuff. Oh, squirrels are chasing themselves on the neighbor's tree. Okay, I'm gonna get back inside and enjoy my coffee. Till next week.